I gotta be a doer of your word and not a hearer only. Daily in your presence, walking in your light. A doer of your word and not a hearer only.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here at Truth Is with Belinda. Today we are talking about the power to stand, and we are taking our text from Ephesians, the 6th chapter. It's quite a few verses, so I'm going to try to power read, but I am reading from the King James Version today. Starting at verse 10, it says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand." Now, what I want to pull out of these verses is the expectation that God has of us to stand. He expects us, those who have been saved and born again, he expects us to stand. And we see that expectation because we see the admonishment, and we see here that he has, even in the verses to follow, he has given us the wherewithal to stand. Sin, prior to salvation, sin had a stronghold on us. But one of the powerful things that Jesus did when he comes in and he saves our soul and he lives on the inside is he breaks that bondage. He destroys the work of Satan in our life, and that the work of Satan was the bondage of sin. So that's one of the things that we can rejoice in. Now that we're born again, we have power. There is nothing that can come against you now that you don't have the power over, because greater is he that is within you than he that is within the world. So you have the power now to stand, whereas before you didn't have the power to stand. You didn't have the power to resist temptation. So many times I can remember clearly wanting to not do something, and I was good for a little while. Before I knew it, I'm back at it again, because I had nothing there to help me to resist sin, because I was a sinner. I craved it. I wanted it, and Satan was in control of my life. But when Jesus comes in, he comes with power. He is the power over sin. And beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue add knowledge, to knowledge add temperance, to temperance add patience, and to patience add godliness, and to godliness brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness add charity. So these are the things that we are to be adding to our character. We are to be allowing God to make and to confirm these things in us, okay? So that's faith, diligence, virtue, knowledge, temperance, patience, godliness, and brotherly kindness. For if these things be in you and abound, if they be in you and abound, they make you that you will neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. When it comes to the knowledge of Jesus Christ, you will not be barren, you will not be unfruitful. Your life will show the fruit of Jesus Christ. You will never be barren if you do what he said, okay? Verse 9, "But he that lacketh these things, if you do not add," okay, if you do not allow God to make and to confirm those characteristics and make those things a part of you, he is blind and he cannot see afar off, and he hath forgotten that he was purged of his old sins. So he's clearly talking about a Christian, because only Christians have been purged of sin. Verse 10, "Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling calling and election sure. Give diligence to this. In other words, make this a priority. For if you do these things, ye shall never fall. If you do these things, you will never fall. So God not only is he telling us what to do, he's showing us how to do it. He's saying if you add these things, if you do them, not just know them, but if you do them, it is impossible for you to fall. It is impossible for you to fail, for you to be living a life of sin if you're walking in temperance and patience and godliness and brotherly kindness. So those are his expectations for us, to live a life of holiness. And then later on, I believe it's in 1 John, he says, but if you do fall, if you fall, you have a propitiation. Jesus is there for us to ask for forgiveness, and he'll be faithful and just to forgive us. He didn't say when you fall, because in 1 Peter, he said if you add these things, you don't have to worry about falling. You will never fall. And he says if you arm yourself, if you put on that full armor of God, you will be able to withstand all the powers of Satan if you put on that whole armor. And then he says, if you add these things to your life and do them, not just know them, but do them, you will never ever fall. My friend, that is super exciting, knowing that the power of Jesus Christ is the power to stand. And that's where we're going to end today. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, if you have any questions, any comments, please leave them down in the comment section below, or you can send me a private message via my Facebook inbox, and I'll get back with you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you so much for watching this video and for joining me here at Truth Is, and if the Lord allows, we'll do it again soon.
Lord, I got to be a doer